Good morning, good evening, and welcome to World of Warships. My name is Robin, and today we are going to sail in the Tier 10 French heavy cruiser Henry IV. But first of all, thank you very much for tuning in the video. I really appreciate it, and I hope you will enjoy your time here. Today's video can be a déjà vu for some of you who have watched some of my recent uploads, but the gameplay of this episode is too good not to feature in a normal format. Even though the footage is still quite old, I am confident that you guys will enjoy watching it as much as I will enjoy reviewing it. So, without further ado, let's get into the details of the ship we're about to sail in. The Henry IV has 9 240mm guns in a 3x3 turret configuration with a top range of 19.1 kilometers. She has 53,300 points of health, 6 torpedoes with a top range of 9 kilometers and a maximum speed of 36.8 knots. Her anti-air defense system is rated 86. Her surface detection is 12.7 kilometers and the armor thickness goes from 6 to 220 millimeters. Henry IV boasts one of the largest caliber amongst Tier 10 cruisers, but her firepower is heavily compensated by a rather weak armor scheme. But on the other hand, a very decent speed to protect it, making the playstyle of the ship quite exotic. But what is a Tier 10 cruiser without her upgrades and commander skills? On this build, I've installed main armament modification 1, engine boost modification 1, aiming system modification 1, steering gears modification 2, concealment system modification 1 and main battery modification 3. For my commander, preventive maintenance, expert marksman, AR, superintendent, demolition expert, advanced firing training and concealment expert. I want to thank you all for the fantastic feedback you all have been giving me for my comeback. I'm extremely glad to be pumping out these episodes again, but that is enough talking. Let's take the Henry IV to battle. And here we are, on the map Estuary Domination Mode. We got ourselves a southeast spawn, with Objective C in our reach, and escorted by Philip, my division mate, also sailing a Henry IV, I'm going to make my way up the 8 and 9 line, to reach some cover near the cap. Philip is actually the one that convinced me to play this monster of a cruiser. I am not at all used to the fast pace and hard-hitting playstyle that the ship craves for, and it took some getting used to before achieving a decent game like this one. Like all warships in the game, and like I said previously, Henry IV has some very strong pros and equally strong cons. Starting by the guns, of course, you boast an armament close to battleship caliber, with a fantastic reload time, decent ballistic, hard-hitting AP, and one of the best cruiser HE fire chance in the game. It's really the bread and butter of the ship, along with its impressive top speed. With the speed boost consumable available, you're able to easily break the 40 knots barrier, and that allows you to dictate whether you want to keep an engagement going or not. You are given the ability to stay in range of almost any ships on demand or retreat as equally fast, and we are going to showcase this in this battle. On the other hand, well, the ship has no armor whatsoever. Spaced armor, if we can call it that way, but the entirety of this massively long cruiser is not armored enough to repel battleship caliber AP like other cruisers of the same tier can. Even with these balancing factors, the Henry IV has some other trick up her sleeve, and it's time to showcase it. Back to the action, we just got detected and it's time to go guns free. 19.1 kilometer range, I can already send some volleys downrange towards the enemy dreadnoughts. I instantly activate my speed boost. Little advice Philip told me about, since most of the enemies shooting at you won't especially expect you to be going that fast, and a good amount of incoming shots are simply going to land behind you. AP on the way towards the République. She's showing a good broadside, so why the hell not? And since the caliber is so high, I am pretty confident we can efficiently punish bad angles. Oh, enemy Shimakaze is detected into sea. I have to try and support our Sashio, but I won't bother loading HE since I will lose line of sight quite rapidly. And on top of it, look who Philip just spotted. He is pushing quite aggressively and encountered an enemy Mogami, and oh boy, you all know what is going to happen to her, don't you? Salvo from Philip, half of the Mogami's HP gone, another from me, 2 citadels, and the Japanese cruiser is basically already dead. We might have torpedoes in the water though, and I'm already turning to kite away, so is Philip. Henry's turning circle is quite small for his size, but your turrets cannot keep up with the momentum. Philip could have gotten the kill on the Mogami, but he just could not track her while angling away. A quick swap to HE and we take out the Japanese cruiser. Alright, now it is time to haul ass. Enemy battleships are closing in and we do not want to fight them head on. Our team is playing quite defensive so far, and Philip and I are the only one that pushed that deep in the flank, so we have to head back. The islands at Delta 7 provides both teams good cover so far, and usually the engagements turn into a CQB quite rapidly on this map and this flank especially. Enemy Minotaurs, 2 of them actually, backed up by a Conqueror, made progress towards us, and enemy Shimakaze managed to capture C earlier on. With the 2 British cruisers setting up near the objective, it is way too risky for our Asashio to try and contest. Nothing we can do about it for now. But the Asashio is being quite useful by keeping the targets spotted for us. Enemy Conqueror is risking a push, and since he is the only one in range, I am going to rotate the guns and keep him out of my direct line of sight to remain undetected. And look at this. First salvo sets 2 fires on the British battleship and he instantly demcons. I'm going to assign this guy as my priority target. The fire chance on the Henry is fantastic, as I said earlier, and we should set him ablaze in no time. Taking a look at my positioning now, the second I realized I was undetected, I decided to stop right here and maintain this spot until it's not as comfortable anymore. As soon as I'm detected though, I move forward and keep myself safe from Conqueror's harms. Again, I have the speed to relocate on demand, and I intend on making good use of that. Philip is doing the same thing. We are trying to stay as tight as possible, not like we are in direct danger so far, but we are definitely the second line. Friendly Izumo is also doing quite the aggressive diversion, taking most of the fire for us. And here we go. Conqueror on full damage control cooldown is burning again, and the next salvo sets 2 additional fires. We got ourselves a very nice barbecue going on right here, but it's a Conqueror. He'll probably be able to heal the entirety of it very soon. I've also sent a couple of torpedoes downrange. We never know, the torpedoes on this ship are quite weak, but they do have a comfortable 9-kilometer range, just enough to try your luck. A 4th fire, why not? This Conqueror is having a taste of his own medicine, and I'm going to switch to the Amagi since I'm not doing a lot of damage from raw HE on the saturated Conqueror superstructure anymore. The enemies have secured 3 caps and we are in a bad spot now. Our Shimakaze is alone at B and facing a Des Moines along with his entire escort. I don't give her many chances of getting out of that. Philip decided to set up right behind C, waiting for me to time a push from the other side in order to create a nice crossfire. But before that, we need to get through that goddamn Conqueror, and I feel like I'm the only one dealing with him now. We have the numbers on that flank, and I don't understand why our battleships are not right here with us. Even the enemy Shimakaze on this side is dealing with the Asashio and poses no threats to us so far, but hey, we have to deal with what we have. Conqueror is going down though. Even though we missed our torpedoes, we gave him something to dodge and we are going to secure the kill along with a nice arsonist. Okay, now for the Shimakaze. Kind of an awkward firefight going on with the Asashio. Let's see if we can assist from that range. Hitting destroyers in this ship is not as easy as it is when sailing for, say, a Moskva. Shell velocity is not that great for the caliber, but after a couple of salvos we managed to sink the Japanese destroyer as well. Now that the flank is clear, it is time to push C as fast as we possibly can. Our Shimakaze managed to outrun the Des Moines and might be able to delay the D push. I'm hoping our Yamato realizes it too and set up to defend our rear, along with our Conqueror. that is going on a nice, aggressive, efficient and evolved retreat on the turn line. They'll just never learn, right? But we still do have the numbers here anyway. So, speed boost activated. Philip is still holding his spot, waiting for me. The enemies are leading us almost 80 points ahead though, and until we secure a cap, the gap will grow. We do have an additional kill, even though so far I've participated on 3 of them and already broke the 100,000 damage barrier. I am trying to go as fast as I possibly can to go and assist Philip. I'm being delayed by friendly Richelieu, unfortunately, not his fault, but I was kind of in a hurry. I just don't know how much fire Philip is actually taking, but I'm sure he is not in the most comfortable spot. We still do have one Minotaur near C. I made a mistake previously. There was 2 Mogamis, the one we killed and the one selling back in A. Only one Minotaur though. But the enemy Amagis is on Philip's way. Our Sashio is setting up for a nice torpedo run, and in the meantime we are engaging the Republic from long range. Philip is going in though. We are a bit too late to the action, and we cannot really help him out anymore. He tries to maneuver and land a torpedo strike on the Amagi. Unfortunately, he is caught in a very nasty crossfire from C. Nothing he can do to protect his side, and nothing I can do to save him. He does land very nice torpedoes anyway, but is taken out before he can deal any more damage. AP is loaded though. At that range we can seriously punish the Amagi, and yep, almost 10,000 points of damage. Not enough to get the kill, but our Sashio lands a torpedo and finishes the Japanese battleship for us. The push is not over though. At this point, with Philip dead, I wanted to end this game as fast as possible so we could move on to another one together. So my plan is to find and try to take out the Minotaur that has been camping this area since the start. I know she is sitting in a smoke right behind these islands, and I intend on surprising her with a very aggressive rush. Although the attention is now turned on me, and I need to do a very quick hit and run if I do not want to get focused down. And hello Minotaur, nice angle you got there. Our guns just go right through her stern and we score 2 citadels for over 25,000 points of damage. Minotaur caught us broadside too. Even if we dodged her torpedoes, we're still eating full penetration damage from her 152s, and we need to angle out fast. Even though we are taking an extensive amount of damage, I am too committed not to finish what I've started. Salvo, 2 more citadels, high caliber achievement, and ouch, Bismarck gets a lucky citadel right through her stern as well, crippling us from our precious HP in that situation. We do get the kill on the Minotaur. Objective complete, and now it's time to run. Run, run, run. Get as far as possible, as fast as possible. I got lucky, the Minotaur actually smoked. It will cut the line of sight with most of the ships and allow me to drop in and out of detection. Only the Mogami is able to spot me, but I was rotating the guns and only had my back turret online, not enough to punish her efficiently. Our team is doing an okay job of keeping the enemies from pushing south. Most enemy battleships are actually falling back towards their spawn for some reason, and our violent Shimakaze managed to circle back around C and is recapturing it, and yeah, here we go. Republic from across the map manages to land a very nasty salvo on our citadel, putting us down to just over 800 health. Incoming shells, ooh, somehow it did not penetrate it. Second volley coming right from behind and it bounced. I should be dead, I really should be dead. One full pen from any of these salvos and I would have been gone. This is actually a major setback. That's the second citadel I received and I won't be able to heal a lot of that. I've been pushing my luck quite hard this game already, but we are concealed, we can at least try to re-engage from a distance. And well, at least our AR skill is kicking in greatly, and our reload time is reduced to just over 8 seconds. That is a pretty comfortable DPM considering the weight of each salvos, and again, we are in another great spot to lob these HE shells over the islands towards the Bismarck. I healed a bit. I am now around 10,000 hit points, meaning that I really cannot mess up again. On the bright side though, we are finally starting to get the upper hands on the enemies. Again, Shimakaze managed to recapture B, and our Sashio can finally take a peek into C and contest it. Conqueror and Yamato also joined the push and are now committed on the A cap along with our Charles Martel. But I want to get a more central position, on the same path of our Richelieu, and maybe assist our Shimakaze against the Des Moines, depending on the situation. We've set a couple of fires on the Bismarck, one of them that is going to stick since he repaired the first one. And we are quickly going to engage Des Moines and reset the C cap before he gets out of line of sight. We've set 12 fires so far, most of them on the Conqueror, and we've dealt a pretty good 230k. That's not even looking at our potential damage. Over 2 millions, but considering the health I have, that is quite understandable. Well, a 13th fire on Des Moines. We achieved a Witherer, that's always nice to have too, and reset the cap for 3 ribbons. Although I prefer to go for the enemy Dreadnoughts. Enemy Amagi is in range. Not especially healthy, so I decided to engage her instead, and to be honest, I have 4 kills, now a Confederate. I would not mind securing a Kraken, like the greedy son of a gun I am. My last heal is up. That's going to give me a bit more confidence in the engagement, and with the Richelieu on my side, I try to keep in range of the Bismarck to hopefully finish him off. Everything aside, I really like where this battle is going. We are still behind on points, but slowly making a comeback. And it always gets my blood pumping because this is actually a very close match. It is so refreshing, and yes, I'll say it, engaging, to get a proper, semi-competitive battle like that one, when every decisions you make have strong impact on the outcome. I feel like most of the time, one team gets quickly dominated by the other and the game ends before anything interesting has happened. This time the enemies are equally as strong as we are, and it is down to skills and loads of luck as always, especially in my case. We are sustaining fire on the Amagi, and same scenario, she repairs, so we keep up the spam until she burns again. Yamato and Conqueror are trying to deal with a berserking Friedrich. Yep. I'm hoping these two can take care of him ASAP since I don't really want to have an enemy battleship on my right flank, but Friedrich rams the Conqueror and trades a very good kill, leaving our rather low health Yamato quite alone and exposed up there. Even though we have 3 caps, the enemy team is still leading over 100 points. I'm second guessing myself now. Should I keep pushing or start retreating, considering Asashio will be able to freely secure the A cap and stop the enemy counter once and for all. But then I remembered, French don't retreat. Screw this! Fall forward then. I'm trying to angle towards the Republic, who already got a couple of missed salvos on me, and Bismarck is finally in range. The Amagi is burning and has Asashio torpedoes to deal with, so I focus all my efforts on the German battleship. We do have a problem though that could be devastating to my team's efforts if not taken into serious consideration. Enemy Des Moines is holding very strongly against Richelieu and just managed to kill our Shimakaze near B, but for now I just cannot have it on my mind. I'm a bit struggling to get a proper hit on this Bismarck, and it's almost comical how long it's gonna take me to finally take him down. Republic has me on lockdown, and I'm trying to blast my way towards the tiny island in front to hopefully hide from her. But I can drive and shoot, or should I say aim and sail, and I messed up my positioning. Last second torpedo salvo, but Republic overmatches our bow, sealing our fate and ending our run. We do get the kill on the Bismarck, earning Kraken Unleashed, but this is over for us. Bit of a shame. I could have survived if I paid a bit more attention to the angles the Republic had on me, but hey, it's perfectly fair and we've done our job plenty. Actually, job's not done yet. These torpedoes are looking kinda nice, and we are going to score 2 hits. Unfortunately, the French Dreadnought is able to repair the flood instantly and remains in the fight. It is now a 3 versus 2, but all 4 capture zones are secured, and we finally just got the point lead on the enemies after 17 minutes of battle. Although, as I feared, the Des Moines is putting up a hell of a fight and is almost done finishing our Richelieu. I'm in a rather good position to be aware of Des Moines' potential, especially on this endgame's moment, and this battle could very well be a defeat if our remaining teammates misplay. But Philippe and I are dead, there's nothing else we can do but watch. And man, do I hate doing that. It is a rare thing when you can put your trust in your randomly chosen teammates, but at this point they only have to sit and wait. The only ships we have left are an almost dead Asashio at A and a lone Charles Martel versing an undetected Des Moines at B. We only have 2 minutes left on the timer, but with 4 zones controlled we should be able to win by points if and only if our remaining allies survive. Martel is realizing it and is hiding the best he can, trying to set up torpedo traps. Maybe he has a plane, maybe he could just use hydroacoustic, but he has to evade that Des Moines and cannot allow him to have the jump on her. Meanwhile, Asashio is maintaining concealment while still screening the enemy Republique. That honestly should have pushed into A instead of retreating to nowhere, but the more the enemies mess up, the better it is for us, and oh, Des Moines sneaked up on B and is capturing it. Martel is reversing hard. Maybe he'll be fast enough to rotate backwards around the island and buy us some more time. And at this point, Philip and I were just screaming at him not to engage, even though Martel knew exactly what to do and was doing a great job so far. Another torpedo salvo from the French cruiser, one that could have hit if Des Moines did not stop to stay in the zone in time for the capture. Fortunately, after a couple of intense moments, our points finally reached the thousands and re-achieved a victory. Over 300,000 points of damage dealt, a pretty decent 22,000 XP gained, and almost 800,000 credits gained. We achieved Arsonist, Confederate, Kraken Unleashed, Witherer and High Caliber, scoring 221 hits, 6 citadels, 17 fires, 2 torpedoes and securing 5 kills. After all these efforts on securing the eastern flank, fighting our way in a very aggressive CQB, then retreating, kiting and getting back into the fight, I think the overall gameplay of this battle showcased all the aspects of the Henry IV. Would it be long-range gunnery, close-range knife fights and dominance in the decision to engage or not thanks to its impressive speed? We got lucky enough to survive longer than expected and got ourselves pretty nice results. Well people, that is going to be the end of this episode. Thank you very much for watching it until the end. I hope you've enjoyed your time, and if you did and you're a con heart, give the video a like. If you didn't, thumbs down then, but stay tuned anyway. As always, there is more content to come about World of Warships. So, until next time, you have a good one, and you take it easy.